Welcome into Hawk Talk, ladies and gentlemen, alongside Gabe Sustick, Chris Morales, and what will be the final Hawk Talk of the summer as the game number 3 of the Cape Cod Baseball League Championship Series is over, and the YD Red Sox are back-to-back champs on Cape Cod as they take down Hyannis here at McKeon Park by the final score of 8-1. And really, Gabe, it was an outstanding day all together for YD. Great pitching, great offense, and really Hyannis was stymied this entire ballgame.
Yeah, when you mentioned for what YD did to get here, beating Brewster and Orleans, 2 top teams in their division, and to come in here and the 2 games they won, get loads of hits, all of Hyannis, something you don't always see. They scored 5 runs in that 8th inning to really explode in that scenario and really put the game out of reach. We talk about for Hyannis, a team that offensively was superb all year long in getting hits when they need to and finding ways to score runs, just completely flatlined today.
Absolutely, as going into the 9th inning, Hyannis had only managed 2 base runners the entirety of the first 8 innings played here at McKeon Park, and really it was an outstanding day to be a fan of the YD Red Sox. They walk off with the Cape Cod Baseball League Championship, and really not too much to talk about in terms of Hyannis for this particular ball game, but we did catch up with the manager of the Harbor Hawks, Manager Gassman, for the final time this summer. Sammy O'Brien had the interview.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with manager Chad Gassman of the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Gassman, it's a tough way to lose the season anyway. You cut it in the championship, game 3, but the pitching kept it close. What'd you see from your team tonight?
Well, I saw a team that I saw all year that got us to game 3 of the championship. I mean, a lot of heart, just played hard, and it just didn't go our way tonight, but it doesn't take anything away from what we've done all season.
The bats seemed to be quiet the last couple of games, which they haven't been the entire year. What did you try to do to get this team going offensively?
Well, you know, that's baseball. I'm not sure why we tried to get it going. We tried to do some things. Corey Bird tried to steal some base. You know, it just, hey, they had 2 really good pitchers that really tip your hat to them. They did a great job. And, who knows what it was. We were so hot there for a while, maybe a couple days off. You just don't know. You just don't know what gets the offense going and what doesn't get it going. But I think the big thing was the YD pitchers were really good tonight.
Didn't win the last one, which is tough, but you've been here 7 seasons. You won the Western Division Finals. You went 8-0 against your rivals in Cotuit to win back the Barnesville Patriot Cup. This team's been exciting all year. How are you going to look back on this season?
A lot of fun. Hey, listen, the competitor in me wanted to win that thing. I wanted to win it for the organization and all the fans of Hyannis. But if you think I'm going to feel sorry for ourselves, and I told our guys, if you're going to feel sorry for yourself because we lost a game that someone's going to have to win, I mean, we had a great season, and nothing to be ashamed of. You're right, 3 division titles in 5 years, just a lot of fun, and nothing to be ashamed of.
All right, congrats on the amazing season. It was a pleasure to talk to you after some of these games. Congrats and good luck next year.
Thank you.
All right, back to you guys.
Thanks, Sammy. And of course, with game number 51 over, the 2015 season on Cape Cod is over as well, as we look back on some of our favorite moments here this summer. And of course, Gabe, there was a couple that stand out in your mind.
I mean, you got to talk about Smeltzer's no-hitter. We talked about it all year. An amazing scenario. You, me, and Sammy always kept looking at each other after the innings, thinking that it could truly be a no-hitter that we're seeing so early on in a pitcher who we really weren't expecting from in Smeltzer out of Florida Gulf Coast. And I mean, you got to talk about that Bourne win in the playoffs, a team that they had struggled against for so long, and just have that huge outburst in the 9th inning, 2 very memorable times.
Absolutely. You talk about the all-stars on this team as well, Blake Taberry, Jake Knoll, 2 guys who really had their hearts on their sleeves and in their bats as well, as they really lit things up at Spillane Field. And also when you talk about just all the different players that Hyannis brought up to the Cape Cod Baseball League this summer, it was really one of the more complete teams that we've seen, as there's so many names that we can mention going forward into why we're even sitting here in Game 3 of the championship series.
There's so many names. You talk about Corey Bird's the big one there, coming out of Marshall, and really for him, would it be hard for him to taste a sense of a College World Series with that team, but came out, showed himself, as we talked about, late in the season and in the playoffs. A great job for him. And really, for us, we talked about it all year, this team meshed together so well that you don't always see it with guys from different schools, from different divisions. and leagues that you see, not all of them are even from D1 schools, some of them from JUCO colleges, some of them from D2, but they've connected enough together to make it this far. It's a corny saying, but don't be sad that it's over. Be happy that it happened.
Absolutely, and of course, when you talk about not only the players that come up here, but everything that goes into the operations of a team on Cape Cod, talk about the fans that come out to every single ball game. McKeon Park had probably one of the best attendances in the entire league. You talk about the interns that put in so much hard work, and the community members here in Hyannis really making things a fun summer. Really well organized. You talk about the organization themselves. Tino, just one of the greatest people that you could ever happen to meet. The Pfeiffers and Brad and Lori, who really held things together. Director of Broadcasting Operations and Assistant GM, and John Cabral, and everybody else in between. There's so many thank yous that we can send out. But really, there's no words that can describe what a summer here on Cape Cod really means to everybody involved. I mean, Sammy O'Brien with the greatest of interviews every single time out. Jeff writing the greatest articles ever seen. And our cameraman, Andrew Raby, putting together the best Hawk Talks that anyone has ever seen. Gabe, this is going to be something that you and I are going to hold on to forever.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you talk about Jeff and Andrew doing that 5th inning of the game. I'll remember that. Especially, it was there's so many memories with all these people. It was a great summer no matter what way you cut it.
Of course, both of us from New Jersey, we're going to have to head home in a couple days. This kid's going to give you some good stuff from Rutgers. I'm going to move on into my Oklahoma sunset as I have a new job. A lot of ways away from home. But regardless, I'm always going to remember what happened here. The last 2 summers here have been absolutely outstanding, and the opportunities that I personally have been able to gain from this internship have been absolutely outstanding. I don't know if you have anything else to say, but it might be time for us to walk off here.
Once again, thank you to everyone, especially to you, for just showing me this league up here in Cape Cod.
He's probably going to be back next summer, so don't really look into that too much. But for myself, Sammy O'Brien, and Gabe Sustick, for the final time, thank you so much for tuning in, and we hope you have a great rest of your year. I'm out.